how can we measure success of our marketing campaigns? And so that's one of those, like if somebody, you all of a sudden put some money behind something, like maybe you're not seeing what you thought you were supposed to see as far as stats or likes or whatever you thought you were doing. What are other ways, or how can we measure success?
I mean, I think the very first thing I'll say, and I try to ask this of everybody that we do marketing for, is what is their like? What would they define as success? Like, are they looking to make more sales? Are they looking for their phone to ring more? Are they looking for their company branding to be expanded? Because once you kind of define what you're looking to do as a company, then it becomes easier to say, okay, how do we measure success? If you're measuring success on brand impressions, then we can take a quick look at, there's a type of ad you would want to run to maximize your brand impressions, versus if you're trying to sell something, you're trying to convert, you would run a different type of ad to try to convert. So that would be the first thing I would say. And then the other thing I always say to my clients is it really doesn't matter what the Google numbers are. It doesn't matter what the meta numbers are, whatever. The real number is it increasing your business? Like if I were to tell you, hey, your Google numbers look great, your Facebook ad numbers look great, your traffic to your website looks great, and you're telling me your business is down 30%, well, then it really doesn't matter what any of those metrics are doing, because it's not resulting in the ultimate metric or the ultimate measurement, or if you will, is how is your business doing? I mean, it doesn't get any more basic than that. So I like measurement as much as anybody. It's one of the huge advantages to digital marketing. So you can track things, but ultimately all of that has to coincide with, is it improving a client's business, or is it improving your business? What are you trying to achieve? That'd be the first question I ask. And then how can we try to make measurements to determine? If you say, I want to get more phone calls because I want to talk to more people, and I feel comfortable that if I get somebody on the phone, I'm going to convert that sale. It's really easy for us to track how many calls we generated this month versus how many calls we generated next month. If you had 75 calls last month and you have 115 this month, and you tell me sales are down, the question is, are the calls we're generating not good quality calls? Maybe our targeting's a little bit off, things like that. But if we know that the call volume is up, then the question is the quality of the call good? And then it's just a fine-tuning process. If you say, well, I'm getting more calls, but they're junk calls, I'm not converting them because they're looking for the cheapest guy around, well, then maybe we tweak the targeting a little bit to try to get you better quality calls. I don't know if I answered your question. It's a pretty broad topic, No,
I think you did. I think, like you said before, and I obviously being on calls with you, always the first question that we're saying is, how is business? And I think that's kind of the core of all of this. For me, it's, as I ask the question, I start thinking about, especially on Facebook and Instagram, whenever you're going to boost an ad, it gives you these specific different things. Like, what are you looking for? Whether it's leads, calls, like you said, website clicks, having an idea of what your strategy is for this particular campaign, rather than just hitting that boost button and be like, all right, I'm putting $300 behind this and I don't know what I'm doing with it, but it better work. Like, you need to have some sort of an insight going into it and knowing, okay, I want to have specific clicks to this page on my website. So then, one, I know that they're going and getting the information they need, whether it's a contact form or just like an information page. And that way you can see, like, okay, this month we've gotten more people because we put $200 into this campaign versus what we did last month. And we've talked about this before in the past episodes, is using A/B testing, seeing what works versus another thing, and just having the idea of exactly how you're going to break this down. Am I putting it to the right audience? And having an understanding of, like, you can't just say, is this successful? And like, I'm not making money, but it's like, you need to know, okay, this is what I've been doing. I check the boxes and have a strategy as far as how this particular campaign goes, because like we mentioned before, whether it's an evergreen campaign or if it's a specific promo campaign or just a set sale one that you're doing for 2 weeks, understanding what each campaign is going to do is going to help you magnify and get the success that hopefully you're going to get by making sure that you're following all of those steps.
Yeah. And I think you also have to think about playing to your strengths as well, because there's times where we talk to a lot of clients and they're not ready to redo their website, and their website is kind of poorly constructed. So in that case, you might want to try to take somebody down a path of like doing an ad that would drive them to do direct messages with you or whatever, versus somebody else has a dialed in website, maybe dialed in landing pages. And what they want to do is generate a click through to that landing page and try to convert there. But if you don't have a good landing page or you have a poor website, you may not want to set up an ad to try to drive traffic to your website, because you may be spending a lot of money just to bring them to your website and lose them on your website. So you really have to understand what your strengths are and where you can send somebody, or where you can sort of direct somebody with an advertisement to give you the best chance to convert. And, it's really having to look at a 360 view of what somebody has for marketing and figure out what the best strategy is. Because in some cases, somebody might have a website that we might be like, man, until you redo that, I wouldn't be sending people to your website. It's probably not going to yield you good ROI.